So you're probably wondering, how in the fuck did I just do that? Well, the answer is what we're going to be calling pivot sprinting. Now, I didn't discover this. We got a video from someone in Glitchcord. They sent it in there and we just fucked around trying to figure out how to do this. Panecky, Zeroth, Dan Master, who else worked on finding this? It was a nice community effort. It was really nice to see. Sammak, Panecky, Zeroth, Dan Master. I'm looking through my phone right now. Was that it? I think that was it. Yeah, it was pretty much Panecky, Dan Master, Zeroth, and Sammak. So we're calling it pivot sprinting, and then we got a name for another part of the glitch that you actually have to do to get it working. But the gist of it is you're storing your pivot animation, you're doing another animation that can't be stored, and then you're doing a bow glitch to sprint really fast. We think it works by multiplying your sprint speed. So right now I'm sprinting. This is normal sprint speed. And then at least this is my idea, this is what we think might be going on. When you do the pivot, it stores your previous sprint speed. And then when you do the glitch, it stores that speed, and then you can sprint again to do that. One problem with that is if you just walk forward, you still walk in place after doing that. So that sort of contradicts what we're thinking, which is a little weird. But either way, you do a pivot, you do an animation you can't store, and then you can run really fast. Now the inputs specifically for this are pivot, you do any animation that can't be stored, like a back step, an R1, a roll, so you can roll right after doing this too, like that, back step, or an R1. Most attacks will be fine doing this. And then you can do that and hold L2 out of that animation, and then while you're holding L2 and you move, so right now holding L2 moving forward, and then it makes me run in place. However, if I hold L2 and move backwards, I move forward. It's basically inverse controls, but for this instance, don't ever use like left or right or something like this. It's just not going to be worth it. It's going to give you shit speed. Just always hold back if you want to go fast. The further back, the better. And then you can sprint while doing it too to go really fast. There's an easy method and a hard method to doing this. The easy method is to do a pivot like this and then do an R1 and then hold L2 and run. And then you can chain it with R1s. You can just keep doing R1s and chaining it like that. The good thing about that is you can also change your direction with the R1. So you press R1, change your direction mid-animation, and then you can do that. The other method is to do a standstill roll or a reverse backstep. A reverse backstep's pretty easy. You just do a reverse backstep, and then you can do it. That's not very good though, because if you imagine you're running down this, and then you do a backstep, and then sprint again, and then do another backstep, that's not very good. But a standstill roll is actually the fastest way to do this. And you can start it off by doing a roll from the pivot. That'll give you a little bit of distance, and then after you're done with your first run, you choose to do a backstep, R1, etc. You can do a standstill roll, and the inputs for that are you press circle, and then you move the direction that you want your roll to go. So if I want to go forward, I press circle and then move forward, and then it'll make me roll forward. It's a little tight. It's about as tight as a reverse backstep. If you really want to get complicated, you could do a standstill roll and then change your direction mid-roll. Like I started a roll forward there and I moved to the left. It's really, really, really tight to do that though, because it takes up some of the frames you can roll and change your direction mid-roll. So ideally you just want to do this, and then after that first run do a standstill roll forward and then chain it like that. Fast rolling will help you get extra distance, obviously. So if you're doing this, you want a fast roll. So now that we know how to do it and the best way to do it, there's one more thing that you have to know. When we were testing this, we originally found out how to do it inconsistently, and then I think Panecky was the one who found out what we call bonfire cancel, or what we're going to call bonfire cancel. It might change in the future, who knows, but we're calling it bonfire cancel for now. So if I go from right now I already did bonfire cancel, so if I hit a loading screen and if I hit a loading screen, it cancels it. It cancels the bonfire cancel. Yeah, I know that sounds stupid, but something about using a bonfire with this actually makes it consistent and doable every time. So I'm going to show you what happens now that I've hit a loading screen and I try to do this glitch. If I do a pivot, roll forward, and hold back, I don't go anywhere. If I do a pivot, roll forward, and hold forward, I still don't go anywhere. And that's with every direction. We haven't found a way to consistently still do the pivot sprint without doing the bonfire cancel. We're working on it. We have a couple ideas. We might even use a different animation other than pivot to do this pivot sprint in the future if some of our ideas are true. But for now, the way that you want to actually get this method working is you need to have a bonfire, you need to pivot right next to the bonfire like this, and then you need to rest at it without moving. So just pivot, wait, rest without moving, and there, now you're set up. Now until you hit a new loading screen, you can just keep doing this glitch. As soon as you hit a loading screen though, it gets rid of that and you have to reset it. You have to do the bonfire cancel again. But that's pretty much it. This is way fucking faster than normal movement. It'll probably offset the time that it takes to go get a bow for you speedrunners. And like I said, I went over consistent and quick setups. The R1 method is probably the easiest to chain, but the roll method is definitely quicker and still doable consistently with practice. And this is probably going to shake up a couple world records, especially on stuff like all bosses and stuff like that. And I expect to see some new fucking times, because this shit's cool and it's fucking fun to do. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.